Hi there everybody, it's Rob here from Glas Data, and today I'm going to show you how to use timers to send you informational summaries. So previously in the previous videos we've set up this alert, which we've kind of added quite a few conditions to now, which is listening for changes in a CO2 sensor, and when the recorded values are greater than or equal to 2,000 parts per million, we're then going to send one or more of these actions which we configured. Now if you're unfamiliar with this, just check out the previous videos. Now, when you create a source, if we just click on this asset source here, you'll notice at the very bottom we've got this select event type box. And if you just click on the help button here, you'll see select what should trigger the event. Now, by default, this is set to changes. And all that means is that basically as new data comes in, we're going to have a look at what the values in that new data are. And we're going to see if they match these conditions. And then if they do, we then might execute some of those actions. We see that another option here is timer. So in this video, we're going to look all about timers and how we can use that. So for this specific scenario, I'm going to send myself a text message every day at 9 o'clock in the evening. And I want that text message to contain the average CO2 value for that day. Now, first thing we have to do is we have to set up the average value column, which we can then reference in that alert. And we do that in My Data. So if we quickly go over to My Data, which is the little document icon, we click on the CO2 topic, and then if we click on the CO2 sensor, and you'll notice that I've already got here a daily average column. So we've got the raw information coming in here, and then we've got the daily average coming in here. And all you have to do to create this is just add a new column. It's a function because we're averaging, and we'll just reference the CO2. So that's the raw data column, and then in the advanced options we just say get me the average of this, and I want this daily as well, and then just name your column, which I've named daily average, and then you create that column and it will work out what the average for the day has been so far. So as of 7:46 on the 23rd of April, the average CO2 value for the day is 1,203 parts per million. So if we go back now to the real-time alerts, what we're going to do is we're going to create a new alert, which is going to send us this information at 9 o'clock every evening. So I'm just going to say create alert, and then we're going to do exactly the same as previous videos. We're going to drag on an asset source. We're going to select the topic to be CO2. And again, if you're unfamiliar with this, just check out the previous videos. We're going to select the column here to be daily average, not the raw data. We're going to have the average data. And then the asset we're interested in this case is the same asset we've been working with throughout all these videos. It's the CO2 sensor. And then we're going to now turn on this timer section. Okay, so you can see we've gone from changes to timer. And now it's just saying set up a timer. So basically this is saying, when do you want to be notified? And the default here is every 5 minutes, which is too often for us. So I want to say I want to be notified once a day. So I'm going to click daily. And it's asking for which time of day you want to be notified, and I'm going to say 9 p.m. like that. And then I'm simply going to hit create, and then I just need to save it. So I'm going to say my CO2 average summary, and save alert. So now we're ready to do things. Now, normally in an alert, what we do is we pull on conditions and say if the value is greater than or less than X, then please could you send me a text message. But we don't really care about that. All we care is that all we want to happen is to receive a text message with that value. So we can skip the condition nodes completely, and we can just drag on the text message action. And we're going to put a phone number in here. Nice valid phone number. And then we're just going to hit create. And then we're just simply going to connect that asset source with the send text message action. And then obviously you want to verify it. And I'm also going to set the action severity just to be info, because this isn't anything that's gone wrong. It's just telling me what the average CO2 levels was. So it's just informational. And I'll hit save. And that's all there is to it. Now what's going to happen is that at 9 o'clock every evening, we're going to be sent a text message that will say the average value for our CO2 for that day. So I hope that was useful. Do check out the other videos about the real-time alerts, and in the next video we're going to be exploring how to use timers to check to see if sensors are still sending us data.